So hello guys and welcome to lesson 2. Let's take this a little bit further. We want to make them grow. So I will use in the next loop the carve node, because we don't need a fast wax carve, but in the next loops we will use simple wax code from the grooming tools, and this is way faster. And for now, let's just get started with the next simple loop, and this loop is for the growing. So let's make again for each connected piece. So now we will go for each line here. So this is 60 lines, so let's color this in a different color. Let's get a red. Let's create the meta node, because we will need this. So let's call it meta carve. Meta carve. And let's place down a carve node. Let's uncheck first hue, let's check second hue. And now you can already see we can, it's pretty fast, it's really fast, so we don't have many in here. But we can already animate the carve here, and it's pretty cool. But we want to do that a little bit more advanced, and let's do this. So first of all, we will get the iteration in here. So let's get reference scene data. Let's go to the obj and let's go to the meta carve attributes global iteration. And nothing happens because it's over from 1 to 60, so we will get nothing. That's bad. But now we will introduce a little bit of code. So let's get started here. Let's press here Alt E to pop up this window here, to get the window here, and let's get a rand. So this rand already will get us something, something like this. That's pretty cool, but we want to control this. So we make fit 0, 1, because a rand or random function will get us the values between 0 and 1, and we will fit them between channels. So let's get a channel here, and let's call this channel min, and fit it between min and the channel max. So one channel min, one channel max. Hit apply, and now we will get an error because we need one more bracket here. And now we will get another error, bad parameter. We need to create a parameter. So pretty simple, add a parameter interface on this little icon here. And let's get two floats. So let's call one min and the label min. Let's copy it and let's call it max and the label max. Apply, accept, apply, accept, and nothing is there. That's not good. So let's get 0.1 and 1, and that's a cool thing. Now we can adjust it from here. So we can have something like this, or some fibers are way down to the bottom, but other fibers are already on the top. And let's get something like maybe 0.75 and 1. So we will get something like this. Now we want to control this whole thing with a multiplier. So let's get a multiply channel, and let's get this to over. Apply accept, and let's get another parameter here called over, and let's call this overall length. And with this parameter we can animate the whole stuff. So that's pretty cool. You can type here $t for the time value and maybe 0.1, and we will get something like this. So that's the basic animation for the fibers. You can also make this, oops, no, stop. Oh, can't redo. Okay, let's just create this again. Let's make overall length applied. You can also do something like this. So make here keyframe, maybe on frame 0 or frame 1, and make it overall length 1 on 69, and go to the animation editor, and of course change here how you want this to start. So something like that. Start really slow and then speed up really fast. Something like that. So that's fully up to you, and there are pretty much endless possibilities. So with that we will go further, and we will introduce the next iteration onto the main fibers. So let's get started. Let's call this outbase growth, because in this loop happens the growth. Cool. So now we need to get another for each loop. For each connector pieces. Let's get this maybe blue color. And now we need to go through each again. So we will go through 60 wires again here, and so on and so on. And we will get again the whole stuff from here above. Copy it, disconnect it, but be sure to not copy the resample, because the resample is bad, so we don't need them. And just resample too, so just delete them. And let's get an attribute delete. Whoops. So let's delete everything. We don't need the ID and the normal, so we will delete them, because we made a new one here. Let's reverse them, displaced here. Okay, nice, cool. And now we will get something like this. Now let's get a circle here way smaller, because this is way too big. So 0.01 maybe? Yeah, way too big. 5? Yeah. And now you can see what I mean with the maybe secondary shapes. So we will build up this. This is the main structure, and this main structure collects again some fibers rolled in their own structure. So we will get this with this loop. That's pretty cool. Let's get a look on here. Yeah. Let's have a look, because this is pretty important and I want you to know that. Let's get maybe here. Yeah. Let's make it here. So we did one big resample here. This resample is important because now we want, or I wanted for this kind of structure to get a function that you can displace the shape the way you want it. For quick example, let's get a line here. So nothing fancy, only one little line here. Let's make this a little bit longer, maybe 3. And okay, that's let's get something like this. And here comes the cool part. So after this resample, we need to check the curve view. The curve view is important because after this here we will create something pretty cool. After the add, let's get a point warp. Let's dive inside and we will bind several things. We will bind the curve view, so curve view. And those who don't know what a curve view is, the curve view is just this thing here. It's a ramp from the start to the from the beginning to the end of the line, and it's basically a value from 0 to 1. And now we import this. Now let's get another bind. So let's get bind, and we will bind our displays. So the displays is here another vector. So let's go this to the vector and let's get a ramp. Why a ramp? Because we can remap the curve view. Let's get a spline ramp here and let's get a displace along normal. Let's get a ramp into the amount here and let's get our custom normal into the normal. Let's bind it out to the position. Nothing happens. But the cool thing is now we can remap the position to get something like this here. Let's make it a B-spline. And I really like this approach because yeah, you can make so many stuff with it. So something like that, and now when you go through you will get something like this. And I think that's pretty nice to get these random shapes, and you can now play with the shapes, and I think that's pretty nice to have. So that's this, and the cool thing is you can get this and even get it onto these little ones and make a custom shape as well. And of course you can animate this. So let's get something like that. That's the cool thing. The shape is in there, you can animate it. Just so you know it, you can make here a sweep and twist it. So you get something like this. With the twist we will get also this twisted shape, and that's pretty cool. So play around with the twists and so, and I will see you in the next part.